good news, ladies and gentlemen.
The Portland Trailblazers have renewed their lease at Moda Center 5 more years.
At minimum.
At minimum.
With a bridge for another 5. So this is going to get super legalese. But number one, everybody who gets in my mentions on Twitter worrying about the team moving, please, for the love of God, stop. Please, I am begging, stop. Please do not mention it again. Stop. It was never happening. It's not happening. It's not something the NBA has ever considered.
Might happen.
So for the love of God, stop saying, well, Jody needs to sell the team so they don't move it. It's not happening.
Well, she would never move the team. I think the fear is when
the new owner's not. The NBA is not allowing it to be moved.
I know, but I think the fear that a lot of fans have is that Jody, Allen, Burkhold, Vulcan, they will just sell to the highest bidder, and that highest bidder, regardless of who they are, will move the team to Seattle or Vegas or wherever, and Portland's going to be left high and dry. Like that is the fear of any fan base, as small of a portion of that fan base that there is. That is the fear. But let's take what the NBA has said after the Seattle move to Oklahoma City, which is it has been a black eye on the league, and they don't want to have another one, especially with a fan base that supports the team the way they do. Pay no attention to the 49% drop in television viewers. Look at the only 1.9% drop in ticket sales in the building.
And that's what matters, is that the league and the Blazers know that the TV deal is the problem for what they have right now. And as much as they don't like it, they don't like losing money because low ratings, low ad sales, all those kind of things, this is not something that's going to impact the team long term.
And so what we have here is we have extended the lease out from at Moda for the Blazers for an additional 5 more years. But as you said, it's a bridge to more.
It is a bridge to more. Number one, they have a 5-year option on top of that. But this is an addendum to the original lease that was signed in 1995, going into the 96 season for a 30-year lease. That lease expires in October of 2025, so we're a little bit more than a year away from that. What that also called for was a 10-year gap window following, or a 10-year bridge lease twice on top of that. This allows for, instead of a 10-year deal, this allows for 5 years at minimum, with the hope and continued work between the city, the county, and the Trailblazers to secure another long-term lease that doesn't have to go out 5 more years.
That's right.
Okay. What does this mean? Okay, here's what's taking place. The lease a new long-term lease will continue to be worked on by the Trailblazers Trust. That's Jody Allen Burkhold, as well as Blazers president Dwayne Hankins. What is happening is Moda Center, which was bought and paid for by Paul Allen, is being sold to the city of Portland for $1.
$1.
That transfer is a show of good faith because the building is worth something, right?
Okay. Yes.
They're also selling at market rate the piece of land that's still underneath that the Blazers do own, because otherwise the city owns everything else. The parking lots, Veterans Memorial Coliseum, essentially the entire property will now be under city ownership.
Whoa.
The Blazers will manage it.
Okay. So the Blazers still will get ticket sales, they'll get concert sales, concert, Blazer games, all that stuff.
And on that note,
they will operate
as they have.
Yeah.
The difference in the change here, and part of the reason why Moda Center is now being sold to the city for $1, is the taxes from parking and the taxes from ticket sales will now be turned around and used as reinvestment into Moda, which the city now owns. It's politically more expedient and more ready, let's put it that way, for the city to say, we're investing in something that is ours. Whereas they could sell the building, if when the Blazers get sold, if the city wanted to, they could sell the building to the new owner and make everything minus $1 off of it.
There you go.
Okay, so that's part of it. But also, with the reinvestment not going to ownership, that's something that's an easier pill to swallow politically. And for those wondering, no, it's not every penny is coming from those taxes. There's a cap on this. Only 50%, only 50% of the revenue raised can be for.
So 50 cents on the dollar will go to any of the taxes that go towards anything at Moda, your tickets, your all that stuff.
Parking, everything else.
Parking.
And it's capped wholly at 50% contribution overall. The Blazers, the Jody Allen or the Allen Trust or the Allen Estate will cover the rest.
Wait, so we got a billionaire owner actually working with the city and not fleecing it?
Weird.
Seems interesting. But I think that the big thing, what excites me in all of this is that there's also a plan laid out within this to create that entertainment district surrounding the Rose Quarter.
Yes.
That I think is we all know it's long overdue. When you go to Moda Center, it's awful. It's awful that there aren't restaurants, shops, places to go, bars to go to before you go to a concert or a game, because every other place in modern sports arenas, they have that. Like, this is so outdated.
Yes.
I mean, the Blazers are basically Arco Arena out in the middle of a cow pasture in Sacramento before they got the Golden One Center. There's nowhere really that close to go to. So there is more investment around the Portland Trailblazers, not just staying in Moda for 5 more years.
Yeah, there's significantly more, and because we're kind of up against it here, and there's still a lot more to talk about with what else is happening around the arena.
Okay, but what does it mean also for the sale of the team that a lot of people want to see?
This does check a box.